Hello everyone and welcome to my corner of the world. This is Cindy coming to you from a brilliant sunny day here in Texas. The clocks changed here in the US last night, so we're kind of lost an hour, but you know, that's what it is. When we used to have our dogs, they were always thrown by the times changing, but just meant that we had to kind of get up a little bit sharpish this morning to get everything ready and done on our Sunday chores. So if you are joining me, perhaps you just put a little message in the chat box on that right hand side of the screen. I'd certainly appreciate you letting me know that you're there. So as always with my live presentations, I've had a little think about what I want to do, and then I just pull together some supplies and work off the cuff alongside of you. If you have any comments or suggestions as we work along, I'd really appreciate it if you go ahead and put it in that chat box for me. So my thoughts today was to do something for the guys. I'm pretty rubbish at doing cards for fellas, and I think it's because there's flowers, you don't want to necessarily give flowers to fellas, and I'm into sort of flowers and bling and all sorts of things like that. However, there is a packet of decorative paper in the catalogue which is called Ready to Ride, and this is in the mini catalogue, the one that runs from January to the end of April. And when you open the packet, it has it's got 12 sheets of 12 by 12, 2 of each design. And so this is what you see when you open up the packet. It's like greys and blacks, and the black is like well, it's shiny. I'm not entirely sure what is making the shine, but it has got a shine. And with the exception of this one, they're all sort of fairly masculine patterns. Now, I can't see you on my screen at the moment. I'm not sure if it's that something's wrong at my end or what. But I'm going to carry on in the hope that this will be going out. Okay. Now, this one is kind of the anomaly with the pretty flowers, the roses. But I figure that ladies are into the greys and the shiny blacks as well. Now, when you turn these over, we've got these patterns, and again they're very sort of like, I don't want to upset people here, but they are sort of more masculine types of pattern. But as I say, they could equally go for ladies, but they are sort of more masculine colours. So what my plan is to do today is, I thought I would use this sheet here, and it's got lots of like little panels or tags, whatever you'd like to call them, which I think I might make use of. And then I'll use one of these patterned pieces and I was toying with, well, I was toying with this, sort of like, this looks like sort of pressed metal, but there's also the tyre tracks and the spanners and then the nuts as well. So I am still not getting anything on my screen. I've got a little circle going round and round and round. So I am just hoping that you are able to see me out there. If there's anybody out there watching, could you just drop into the box, the chat box, to see if I'm actually hitting the outside world. Right, so cards for guys, and so I thought that I would pick up a card base, and I've chosen basic grey here, and this is my piece to go inside to write the "To You Love" from me in there. And I also pulled out a couple of stamp sets for a simple greeting. So I thought I'd make it a happy birthday. So there's this one here in the go-to greetings, which is one of my favorites. Love the script and all. But then there's this one, Celebrating You, that's got this happy birthday. And it did go through my mind that this would perhaps be a little bit more masculine. So whichever you think, so you can help me decide whichever you think might be the best one. Should I use the happy birthday from Go To Greetings or the happy birthday from Celebrating You? All right, so let's make a start on how we're going to make this card work. So as I said, I think I'm going to use, where did that go? Oh, there it is. I think I'm going to use these two here. I'm going to move those ones out the way. And let me just see if I can rework my, there, I think, yeah, okay, so I'm back. I can see you guys. Oh no, it's gone again, but I can see that I'm there. Right, so I thought to start with, I would, that's getting a bit lost, isn't it? Maybe I should try one with a bit more black. How about the one with the wheels? The tire marks. And then I have to decide if I'm going to do it up or down. No, I'm not going to do that one because I have too many decisions to make. I'm going to stick with my original thought. I'm going to go with this one. So I'm going to cut a piece that it will cover the whole of the front of the card with a little border. So I'm going to cut this at 4 by 5 1/4. So that piece will fit on there. Actually, it's quite subtle. Maybe I do like it. All right, and now I'm looking at these and I'm thinking I'm going to have a pop of colour by using this piece here, which is in Pumpkin Pie, and then this little jacket. I think I might do that. So let's just cut it into this. So just line it up on my cutting groove. I don't need that piece for now, but we'll get this one here. Need to trim a tiny bit more off of that. And then I just get some scissors and just trim those corner bits off there. All right. Okay, so I am flying absolutely blind now. I can't see if anybody's there. If you're making comments. Okay, so something's come back. I've just refreshed. Oh, I do hope you're out there and I'm not talking to myself. So this is quite a quick and easy card. I think that's what's going to turn out to be a quick and easy card. Well, now we've just to decide whether we've got a landscape or a or a portrait. So this, doing it this way looks a weeny bit crowded, but if I use all of this, it's too wide. So I wonder if I should cut this down. So how much does it measure? 5. So if I make this 2.5, let's see what we would get. I could pop that up like that. And then I could bring this down here. I still think that this is being lost a little. I think I need to do something with that. Right. I'm going to just trim it down a tiny bit. I'm going to take 1/8 of an inch off. I think I got some sticky on my cutter because it keeps just binding there. So let's see. Now this is my thought. You're going to have to excuse me a second. I need to just go and get some card. Right, so I'm wondering whether or not to do that and then put this on and this on like that, or whether to use black. If anybody has got any thoughts, maybe you could just share them with me. Anybody think about what? Got any ideas? Excuse me, it takes a few moments. If you make a comment, it does take a few moments for it to come through on my computer here so I can see you. You know, I'm thinking black. That's my thought. Right, we're going to go with the black.
So I'm just going to cut a layer 5 1/4 by 4. And see where that takes me. So I've got a really fine margin. Yes. Okay. I like that. I prefer that. That is working for me. So I'm going to stick this down. So get it stuck down, Cindy, and then you're committed. Right. Yes, yes, yes. Much better. Much better. I really like that. It's kind of a bit, I don't know, a bit more sophisticated, I suppose. Okay, so now we're going to pop, I think that needs to just go down flat. And that goes like that, maybe. Okay, I think that's working for me. I think that is. So now I'm going to think about it for a minute. But as you notice, there's not much in the way of stamping so far. And apart from my greeting, I think I'm just going to let my paper do all the work. So partly because I didn't buy the stamp set that coordinates with the paper. So that's something that is kind of a bit of a limitation. Now, to put something inside, I think I'm just going to put a strip of this, and I'm going to do, let's see what 3/8 looks like. No, I'm going to do a 1/2 inch. There we go. So this is the decorative bit inside. So I know the clocks don't change in the UK for another couple of weeks. They always change the last Sunday of March. So we're working on a 5-hour time difference with family and friends at the moment, instead of the normal 6. And that is just literally a hair too wide. I'm just going to take that tiny little piece off there. And I'm going to pop that inside. get that glue nicely dispersed. Okay, right, so it's make your mind up time, Cindy. I've got to really commit to what I'm going to do with these. Now, the other thing, a couple of things I've got is I have some sort of this ribbon, which is kind of got a fellery sort of flavour, and I've also got linen thread, which I think is sort of a bit fella-like, but I'm not sure whether I want to use it. Now we've also got these they call them studs. They've got adhesive backed, but they're kind of nice in nice sort of blacks and silvers like this, and I'm thinking that they would make really good embellishment for this. And then we have these enamel sticker icons, and they are, you get a lot in a packet. Look at that. There's, let's see how many in a packet. Quantity 64. 64, that can't be right. Anyway, so there's some which I think would be great for guy cards. There's like a campfire, a compass, some arrows and some trees. But I wondered about sticking one of these over that little hole that we've got on our tag there. Because, you know, when you're out on the road, you look at you use a compass. Don't you use a compass? I don't know. I'm looking for directions. So I'm thinking I'd like to put one of those on, but not any ribbon. If anyone's out there can make a good case for the ribbon. I like the idea of using ribbon because I am a bit of a ribbon buff, but I think I'm going to rely on these embellishments today. Okay, Cindy, you have got to commit now. All this shilly-shallying. Right. I'm going to just stick this down. So now, do I stick it at the top and have this down there and that there, half on, half off? Or do I bring this down to the bottom and have this up there, half on, half off? Actually, I'm quite liking that. Right, okay. The decision is made. Shall I put that up on dimensionals? No, I think it'll be too thick to go through the post. Just make sure there's room for that little beastie. Just bring it down a tiny snodge. There we go. There. Give that a good firm press. Like that. Yeah, so these are called enamel sticker icons. And they're not ever so thick. They're quite, they're fairly flat. So I don't think there's going to be too much of a problem putting those in the post. All right. Greeting. So we're going to put a greeting, and I'm going to kind of have it half on and half off, I think, this checkered piece. And I'm going to go with the happy birthday from Celebrating You. I quite like the fact that this is kind of blocks. It's a bit more sort of fella-ish. Alright, so I need to decide if I'm going to use the pumpkin pie or basic grey. I think I'll stick with the basic grey and just have that sort of one pop of colour going on. Right, let's see how we do stamping this live. Oh wow, that isn't at all bad. We'll just take, what if I just, or should I cut it straight? Let's just cut it straight and not rely on my scissors. I'll just use the cutter since it's handy. I think I might just take a little bit off the sides. Just to make it a little bit thinner. There, I think that's better. Yes. So I think I'm going to put that up on Stampin' Dimensionals. This would be an ideal play time to use the black ones, but I haven't got any to hand. I've got plenty in my cupboard, but I don't want to have to desert you again. And now I need to find some. I'm determined to use some of these, and okay. Oh, there's one that's wandered off there. It's left its little bit of sticky. So, should I use, let's see, should I use those? They would look quite nice. There's the little circle, little round ones, and then there's these ones here. I quite like those. I think I'm going to put one of those either end of the, so it looks like it's kind of riveted on. And somebody will now tell me that rivets aren't that shape, but this is artistic license going on here. Oh, little thing's a bit lively. Now then, I just want to see if they're level, which they're not. Darn. Darn, darn, darn. Right, so we put this up like that, and then I'll position this, hopefully, so it's level. Yeah, that looks a bit better. And let's put it on the card before we decide whether or not we need any more. Well, that's a dead one. Oh, and I've got little ones. Okay, so with the little ones, when I'm putting on a big piece of card like this, I tend to use a few extras just to make sure that it's not so much, I'm not looking for it to be well stuck down. I am looking for it to be well supported so it doesn't sag. There, I think that should be enough. Well, if you're watching this on the replay, I certainly appreciate you catching up with my adventures. And maybe it'll give you a little bit of inspiration on cards for fellas. As I say, it's not a one that I am particularly good at, but to be honest with you, this paper that is that I've used today, which is called Ready to Ride, it's certainly real helpful in making a card for a fella. Ooh. You know I want to use these. You're getting the message that I really, really want to use these. But okay, I'm just going to put a couple down just to pull that through. Like that. Okay, I'm not going to do any more. As much as I love these, I'm going to leave them alone. And I think we're done. I think we have a great card for a fella. As I say, we have used the Celebrating You stamp set, and we've used these lovely adhesive studs. What else? Okay, yeah, we've used the enamel sticker icons, and then we have let the decorative paper pack do all the hard work for us. Okay, well, I hope you've enjoyed my little adventure today, and that if you have, perhaps you'll go ahead, give me a thumbs up. Any comments that you have, I really love to read them. You can just pop them down below. And if you don't yet subscribe to my channel, perhaps you'll go ahead and do that, and then you'll get notification every time I do a live. Well, it's been my pleasure to spend some time with you this morning, this afternoon I guess now, and I will be back next week with another live. I'll have to put my thinking cap on to think what can I share with you,
And again, if you have any suggestions of what you'd like to see me do, perhaps again you go ahead and put a comment below the video, and I'll do my best to see what I can do. Well, again, thank you very much for spending some time with me today, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye bye for now.